The former president made any statements or requests regarding the ongoing protests in support or against him, and why or how will this protest interfere with the case?
Well, what I want to say on that matter is that the other day he celebrated his 80th birthday. There was a huge outpouring of support and love both in the Philippines and here in the Netherlands. And that has touched him. He's been made aware of it, and he's very grateful for that. The family want to make it clear that he opposes this. There should be no interference of the judicial process. Politics is one issue. He's aware of what's going on in the Philippines. Politics will take its course. But that has nothing to do with what's going on here at The Hague. What's going on here at The Hague is a judicial process, and it should be allowed to run its course. There should be full respect for all participants in that process, the prosecution, the defense, and the victims' counsel, who will make their submissions in due course. No one should interfere with that process. Let it run its course.
Yes, we understand that. But has the present or the ongoing protests or gatherings of the supporters have made any impact already for the president to actually
I think I've answered that
request
question.
that?
I've told you that the president has been made aware, the former president has been made aware of the outpouring of support and love for him. It's touched him, especially on his 80th birthday.
Yes, we understand that. But for him to be able to or to actually request his supporters not to interfere, has it gone?
That's fully endorsed by
right?
him and his family. That's their wish and prayer.
Attorney Kaufman, Vice President Sara mentioned during the president's birthday that the president is learning to wash his own laundry. Is that something that he really has to do himself?
Once again, I'm not going to go into conditions inside the prison. I respect privacy. This is a matter for the family themselves and for Mr. Duterte himself. It's not my position as his lawyer to start commenting on what happens inside the prison in his daily routine.
But his medical medicines, maintenance medicines, is someone administering that for him.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Sir, I understand you recently underwent an operation. Will this affect your duty or the ability to defend the former president?
I had an umbilical hernia which was fixed within 2 days. I was on the
Okay.
plane the following day, much to the annoyance of my own doctor.
So you're
I'm
recovering
fighting
well.
fit is what if that's what you're asking.
So you're in
Sir.
great health.
Okay.
Super health.
Okay.
Sir,
I
there's
don't
also,
run a marathon, but
Wow.
in good health.
sir, there's an okay. Sir, there's also an argument that they say that the cases filed or the cases happened during the time that we are still part of the ICC. The Philippines is still part of the ICC. Would you care to comment to that?
Once again, I think you're touching on the argument of whether or not jurisdiction can be exercised. That is something which we will litigate in court, not here.
Sir,
Okay.
if what I read is right, you previously called Karim Khan as someone who cannot be bought and someone who is a friend of yours. Now, is that true? And how are you ready to face him?
He's a
this time?
colleague of mine. I've known him for years. Okay? And there is nothing whatsoever to suggest that Karim Khan in any way whatsoever is acting other than in absolute good faith.
Do you believe that it's going to be a difficult battle in the court, considering that you respect him and you believe that he is also a very good lawyer,
Not
just
at
like
all.
you?
And if you know how we all work and how the law works, we are impartial. We are officers of the court. That is the most important thing. We have a duty to carry out. My duty is to do my absolute best for Mr. Duterte, and I hopefully will ensure his acquittal. Mr. Khan's duty is to ensure that justice is done, and I trust that he will do that. Thank you very much.
Ito na nga, mukhang makakabalik na si Pangulong Duterte. Naku po, malupit po ito. Palakpakan tayo. Alam nyo mga kababayan, itong nangyayari ngayon sa The Hague, talaga nga naman sinusubaybayan ng buong mundo. At isa sa sinusubaybayan at laging inaabangan ho ng mga media dito ay yung abogado ho ni Pangulong Duterte na alam mo, ano siya, may pagkamataray siya, pero gusto ko siya. Kasi alam nyo, barado ho yung mga media. Yung mga, alam mo naman yung mga media natin dito, may pagka may pagka pasensya na ho pero ito talaga ang term na dapat itawag sa inyo mga bayaran at gago, 'di ba? Mamaya pag-usapan natin 'yan, Meron akong matinding pasabog mamaya na nakita at ipapakita ko at papaliwanag ko sa inyo. Pero bago po yan, ito munang interview ng ilang mga media dito sa abogado ni Pangulong Duterte. At dahil dito sa interview na ito, alam mo na natingin ko maganda talaga ang titulo nitong video natin is Duterte makakabalik na nga. Naku, patay tayo dyan. Naku, ito na. Panoorin natin to at ipapaliwanag natin sa bawat isa kung ano ba yung nangyayari at kung paano binara ng lawyer ni Pangulong Duterte ang mga media. O, palakpakan muna!
Obviously, it's always welcome that there are supporters.
O, ayan, nilagyan na natin ng subtitle para mas kasi minsan yung kanyang islang medyo may talaga mahirap intindihin. Kaya nilagyan na natin ng subtitle. Oh.
But politics to one side and the judicial process to another side. And the family want me to convey a message that the judicial process must be respected.
Ayan, ang ganda ho ito Yung una kasi parang sinasabi dito, reaction niya doon sa nangyayari na mga pagrarally o suporta ng sambayan ng Pilipino, lalong-lalo na nung panahon ng birthday niya. At ito nga, ang ganda na sinabi niya dito mismong ang pamilya Duterte ang nagsasabing let's respect the court alam nyo ganyan nung si Pangulong Duterte yan ang katangian niya ever since always respected the law, di ba? Dahil nga siya ay abogado, dating prosecutor, dating piskal, kaya po siya masyadong marespeto sa batas at lagi niya nga yan sinasabi, paulit-ulit niya yan kahit nung sa mga rally, di ba? Kasi may mga nagrarally na gusto na ng revolusyon, sabi niya talaga noon hindi tayo'y sumunod sa batas. Atin pong sundan po ang mga batas sa ating bayan. At yan din ang pinapaalala niya ngayon sa mga supporter niya kasi nakikita talaga ng buong mundo na na dumadami, nagkakaroon talaga ng people power patungkol sa panawagan na pauwi na si Pangulong Duterte. Pero anong paalala ho ni Kaufman, ni attorney? Sabi niya, ihiwalay natin ang politika at ang mga bagay-bagay dito. At higit sa lahat, ang request ng pamilya Duterte ay respetuhin natin ang korte o ang batas ng ICC na to.
There must be absolutely no interference with the independence of the court.
Ayan, no interference. Di ba?
With the judges and for all the parties. Every case at the International Criminal Court is always a highly charged case from a political point of view. There are participants in that process. There's the prosecution, there's the defense, and also there are the victims. The victims' counsels will make their submissions in court. Their right to make these submissions must be respected. So I ask everybody to bear that in mind. All the supporters who have demonstrated this huge expression of love, they should also bear that in mind as well. Thank you very much.
Yan po kasi yung malaking issue. Ang kulit po kasi ng media dyan, paulit-ulit na sinasabi, ano ba magiging epekto ng malaking rally? Para bagang sinasabi nila na rally kayo ng rally, wala namang epekto yun sa ICC. Kaya nga ginaganyan nila yung mga abogado. Tinanong din nila yan doon sa mukhang ulikba na abogado ng kabila. Tinanong sa kanya kung ano ba epekto niyang rally na yan. Kasi para bagang sinasabi nila, rally kayo ng rally, dami-dami nyo, wala namang epekto yun sa ICC. So ganyan nga yung sinasabi dito kay Kaufman. Meron bang epekto yung rally na yan sa ICC? Alam mo naman itong mga media tulol di ba? Totoo naman yan ang purpose ng pagtatanong nila
Sir, have you filed any motion for the interim release of the former president?
Once again, interim release is a complex process. We're considering it and we'll file it at the appropriate time.
Have you?
Once again, huwag ka na makulit, sabi. Sa komplikadong bagay yan at sa tamang panahon. Aanuhin natin yan.
You're not yet filing. Have you filed or not yet?
I'm not telling you when I'm going to file anything.
Gusto ko yun. Like ko yun. Sabi ba naman niya. Kasi inulit pa Tinanong mo na Akala niya siguro, madudulas yung mga tipong mapipili. Alam mo kasi sa atin minsan, pasensya na tamaan, wag magalit ganyan talaga buhay. Yung mga politiko sa atin, kahit yung lalong-lalo na yung si Madam Claire, pag inulit-ulit mo yung tanong, mas lalong maiinis, mapipikon, tapos bibira sa Duterte. Ganon yun Walang kontrol Kita mo talaga mahina ang EQ di ba? Walang kontrol Kaya pagka inulit-ulit mo yung tanong, alam mong madudulas at magagalit ba? Ika nga. Eto, ano sagot niya? I'm not going to tell you. Ulitin natin. Ang sarap nung pakinggan
Once again, interim release is a complex process. We're considering it and we'll file it at the appropriate time.
We will file it at the appropriate time. Ang lina, ibig sabihin, file namin yan sa tamang panahon. Bigla ba naman tanungin pa uli?
Have you? You're not yet filing. Have you filed or not yet?
I'm not telling you when I'm going to file anything.
Palakpakan. Kakasagot ko lang na on appropriate time. Tapos tatanungin mo naman, nag-file ka na? Kailan ka magpa-file? I'm not going to answer that. Ha?
How about, sir, you are mentioning in one interview that you have saw is a compelling argument
Ano you have so? No comment.
with regard to junking of the case in terms of
Hindi naman
jurisdiction. Can you just give us a little bit about it?
I wouldn't use the word junking the case. Junking the case is slang.
Slang. Kasi naman yan ang tinatawag nating journalism 101 ng Pilipinas. Yan yung pinagmamalaki ng mga congressman Mga journalist, may standard yan Mga journalist, magagaling yan Hindi katulad ng mga vlogger yan Oh, kita nyo na journalist siya. Anong junking? Junking is a slang. You don't use that to me. Oh, alinaw yan. Ganda ng
You are mentioning in one interview that you have saw is a compelling argument with regard to junking of the case in terms of jurisdiction. Can you just give us a little bit about it?
I wouldn't use the word junking the case. Junking the case is slang. What I would say is that the jurisdictional arguments are arguments which have been bandied about for many years now. They've been considered by the Supreme Court in the Philippines. They've even been considered by the International Criminal Court. These
Nagigets nyo? So sinasabi niya, yung jurisdiction, applicable yung batas natin sa Supreme Court natin. Okay? Importante yon. Ibig sabihin, kasi bakit niya sinasabi to? The ICC respect the law nung bansa na yon. Laging ganun sila Lagi doon sa kanilang Rome Statute na yan, lagi sinasabi, nirerespeto ko ano yung batas doon sa lugar na yon. Kaya nga niya sinasabi, regarding sa junking of the case, ay sinasabi niya, sa Supreme Court nyo, nirerespeto ang jurisdiction. Kahit dito, nirerespeto rin ang jurisdiction. Ayan inulit niya pa sinabi niya pa
been bandied about for many years now. They've been considered by the Supreme Court in the Philippines. They've even been considered by the International Criminal Court.
Kahit daw sa ICC, yung jurisdiction, malaking bagay yon. If kung meron pa rin jurisdiction yung ICC. Kaya nga sa tingin ko, mukhang mapapaagang mapauwi si Pangulong Duterte sa tamang panahon nga nito. Kasi ang inabangan ng iba, yung September, yung pagdating dun sa parang presenta ng case. Ang dating nito ni Kaufman, sinasabi niya na may timing. Tinatimingan nila doon sa pag-junk ng case. Bakit? Kasi nga, naniniwala siya na merong jurisdiction na issue pa. Kung ito ba ay dapat dinggin dito dahil nga wala nang jurisdiction ng ICC sa Pilipinas. Yun din ang sinasabi niya. Okay? Kaya lang, syempre, mga abogado dito sa Pilipinas, lalo na yung nasa Malacanang, masyadong nagmamagaling. Ito nag-work po itong si Kaufman, hindi lamang po sa pagiging defense lawyer, naging prosecutor din po siya ng ICC. Matagal na po siya nagtatrabaho sa ICC. Ibig sabihin po mga kababayan, mas may alam to kaysa dun sa mga gunggong na abogado natin sa Pilipinas na alam naman nating anti-Duterte lang. Di ba po?
These are still valid live arguments and they will be argued in court at the right time.
Attorney Kaufman, have you completely formed the defense team for former President Duterte? Is it a complete team now?
Yes, we're putting the final touches to it.
How many are still...
Are you waiting for another lawyer to be added? We heard that there's still one more slot.
Once again, I'm putting the final touches to the defense.
Ang kulit talaga ng mga ng mga lawyer, ng mga media, no? Natawa tuloy siya Kasi sinabi na nga, I'm putting up with the team, inaayos ko na yung team, tapos biglang hihirit pa. So, may kulang pa kayong isa. Kailan pa aayusin yung isa? Once again, I'm doing the final touches. Ang kulit mo paulit-ulit. Yung mga media na to, nakatikim tuloy kayo.
Okay, so the final touches.
Mr. Kaufman, from an ethical point of view, because the former President Duterte publicly made a statement about relating the killing of the Jews to his war on drugs. Can you comment on that?
Ito, condescending naman yung tanong. Kasi kesyo daw, ito yung konteksto nun. Kasi ito yung laging sinasabi nito mga tarantadong media na ito. Sinasabi nila na kesyo daw hinambing ni Pangulong Duterte yung pagpatay sa mga addict, okay? Pagpatay sa mga drug lord, sa pagpatay sa mga kriminal, sa pagpatay ni Hitler dito sa mga Jews. Which is, we all know, it is bad. So, akala nung iba sinasabi na, pinalalabas nila yung idea na si Duterte hinambing yung pagpatay niya sa mga kriminal, sa mga adik, sa pagpatay ni Hitler sa mga Jews. Ito, Jew to. So, anong ginagawa niya? Sinusubukan niyang pikunin ito at para sabihin na si Duterte ganito, ganito. 'Di ba? Pero ang hindi kasi alam, buti na lang hindi sumagot ito ng diretso. Ibig sabihin talagang iniwasan niya yan. Pero ang maliho kasi dito, ang sinabi ni Pangulong Duterte, if you are comparing me to Hitler, ganun ang sinabi niya eh. If you're comparing me to Hitler, mas malala pa ako kay Hitler. Nagigets nyo? Hindi niya sinabing, ako, para ako si Hitler. Hindi niya sinabing ganun. Sila yung nagsasabi na para ako si Hitler. Kaya nga, if you are comparing me to Hitler, therefore, mas malala ako dun. Oh. Kasi nga, ginagago niya yung mga taong nagsasabing para siyang si Hitler. Naintindihan na natin. Kasi sinasabi na iba, diktador ka, para ka si Hitler, mamamatay tao ka. Ganun ba? Mas malala ako dun. Oh. Nagigets ninyo. Tapos nga yung pinalalabas nila, tingnan mo na, kinumpare niya yung sarili niya kay Hitler. Ay, mga gunggong talaga. Nakakagago talaga itong mga media. Ngayon, gagamitin pa ito para magalit itong abogadong Jew. Buti na lang ito, sagot ni, buti matalino ito, hindi katulad to ng mga media-midyahan natin sa Pilipinas. Ito pakingge.
I'm not going to comment on that. People say things all the time. It's not my position to debate it. I have a job to do. I'm going to defend the former president to the best of my ability.
Don't worry, Mr. Kaufman. If you would really dig into this, let me just say one thing, okay? Let me try my best to explain it to you in the words, in the language that you would understand. First of all, Mr. Duterte, our former president, did not say he is like Hitler who kills many Jews. He didn't say that. He said was, you people who compares me again with Hitler because of killing people, I am worse than Hitler because I kill many more. Many more. Right. Okay. What simply he's saying that he's just answering how do you call this? Satire. He's answering the accusation of people. Okay? The accusation of people that he is like Hitler. No, he didn't say he is Hitler. He just said, I am worse if you're comparing with me with Hitler because I kill more criminals. I kill criminals. That's why he is meaning many criminals. Okay? Understood, sir?